Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about Xbox because this video is going to be very bad news. In fact, it's basically a Team Green bloodbath, but I wanted to discuss the new leaks that came out last night. Multiple stores from Target and Walmart's, people are actually coming out and saying that they're officially being told to take Xboxes off of store shelves, to just rip it apart, the entire Xbox section. The consoles, the controllers, those digital pre-order cards, and of course the games themselves, they're being told officially from corporate, throw it in the garbage. And there are even some leaked pics of these essentially dismantled sections. And I wanted to talk about this and take a look at it because I have to admit that even though on this channel we've covered a lot of the Xbox blunders, their price increases, how much they've messed up Game Pass, their studio closures, it is still weird to just see the true death of Xbox. I mean, if this stuff is legit, I truly cannot imagine there's actually a next gen. I mean, Microsoft currently is claiming we're excited about the future of Xbox, but at this point, I think those are Phil Spencer lies. Until I see a console, I just truly think this is the end of the end. But let's take a look at the evidence. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, what initially sort of kicked this off is a series of posts over on the gaming Reddit over here. And people started to say, hey, I work at Target and we are no longer going to be selling these Xbox games. At my store in particular, they're being told, discount it, put it on clearance. But at this point, it's just got to go. There's only going to be two sections going forward, a locked case for PlayStation games and a locked case for Nintendo games. And that's it. And even people actually chiming in. The Walmart I work at is also getting rid of Xbox games. We're doing a remodel, and for the new layout, there is no Xbox section. PlayStation is condensed to one lock case, and at this point, I can count on one hand the number of times in last year I've actually sold an Xbox game. And to me, this is the biggest signifier. A lot of people, even right now, people are posting the fact that it's just, at this point, if you actually go to these stores, there's just no Xbox presence. People are even chiming in here over on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit. People are saying, it's so strange. At my local Best Buy, Nintendo and PlayStation each have an entire aisle, whereas Xbox is a crammed tiny spot. People are saying, look at this. Now that you mention it, at my local Target, my local Walmarts and stuff, they're just gone. Now, people are pointing out, in the UK, this has actually been going for a while, which is that multiple big distributors, they're just pulling out. At this point, a lot of stores, there is very little store space. There's just only so many shelves, so much product, so much actual eye you can catch from a person trying to buy a game. If it's not profitable, they're not going to shock it. They're not going to put something on the store shelves that won't sell, that won't make them money. And honestly, with how much they're increasing the price of the Xbox and even stuff like the Xbox accessories, nobody's going to buy an Xbox. At this point, it's just not worth it for them to even stock something that is just making them $0. In fact, this is the actual response made by Costco. Costco has now officially said we will no longer be carrying any Xbox anything, saying this is a business decision. Xbox has even been removed from the Xbox site. Like if you go to the Xbox section of Costco.com, it's just gone. Now, people are kind of wondering why. What happened specifically that got to the point where from the biggest of the big, how did this get so bad seemingly so fast? Because I feel like people that are less plugged in are probably still, in a way, remembering the glory days of the Xbox 360. You know, in the 25 years almost, I think we're at 24 years of the Xbox consoles existing. And at one point, they were the default. There was a time during, generations back that Xbox had all the exclusives, all the awards, all the big graphics, all the cool tournaments, all of everything was actually done for Xbox on Xbox. And I feel like that heyday, the demise has been slower than people imagine. I think that some people just have not noticed all the constant mistakes, from the layoffs to the canceled games to the absolutely dead hype. This has been death by 1,000 cuts. There hasn't been one singular big mistake, but at this point, it's wild to watch that Xbox has gone from this to now literally being the Xbox section just being where they put the movies. Everybody is now showing, look at my Walmart, they've just been using it as overflow for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, why is this? Why specifically is this happening? Why are Walmart and Target, companies that typically have so much selection, so much variety, why are they pulling out? Honestly, I think it comes down to profitability from the Xbox standpoint, which is that in order to put out a physical system, it costs tens of billions of dollars. In order to produce, like in this case, a Nintendo Switch Lite, or even if the Xbox consoles themselves, it costs tens of billions of dollars because it's not just the research and development to design this, to make the chips, to make the prototypes. It's, all right, we need to physically build the factories. We have to hire the employees. We have to automate all this. We have to ship these out. We need truck drivers. And then at the very end of the day, you have to sell that on a store for the biggest price possible for your good markup. That way, the store that's taking a cut, everybody gets a piece of the pie. Now, it's actually a marvel how cheap some of this stuff is. Like, it is wild the fact that I bought this Nintendo Switch Lite. I bought this for $100, and it came with a year of the Nintendo Online stuff, right? This being so cheap is a testament to its profitability. Because what makes money isn't the system itself, it's people buying the games on the shop. It's buying games that you actually enjoy, right? And at this point, since nobody's buying Xbox games, since Game Pass has completely tainted the audience to train them not to buy stuff, there's just absolutely no points. Like, you could say, oh, physical sales of Nintendo games are down. That is correct, especially third party. You could say, oh, PlayStation sales are down as well. That is also true. But I just feel like nothing can really compare to the fact that the Xbox market has utterly collapsed. These are worldwide sales for the month of August 2025. Every country in the entire world. You can see the Nintendo Switch show, so 1.1 million units. You can see the PS5 sold a little under 900,000. Nintendo Switch 1 even actually sold double the amount of the Xbox Series S. Last gen is selling double the amount of the Xbox worldwide. We're truly talking about the fact that this is an epic collapse. I mean, this is a pathetic implosion. So I'm going to tell you a short story. Yesterday, I was at a pool party. I'm out there. It's still sunny. It's still hot here. Obviously, it's autumn, but here we call it hotum in Texas because it never really gets fully cooled off. But I was talking to a guy, a new dude, and he was really, really nice at the party. And he basically was talking about the fact that he's a dude who's pretty dang broke. And he really wanted an Xbox Series X. A couple of his friends, his girlfriend, and his parents actually pulled together money and bought him an Xbox Series X at launch. He was specifically excited for Halo Infinite and Starfield and stuff. So he was super excited about next gen, right? Whatever Bethesda was working on at the time. He was like, all right, hell yeah, I'm ready for the Xbox generation. And he basically said, for the last 4.5 years, he has been that person that has been very proudly pro Xbox because he straight up said, I'm broke. Paying a small subscription fee to me was awesome. I would actually tell everybody, oh, you can't afford all these $70 games. I can't afford these $70 games. But if you want to play what's next and great, you pay $12 a month to Xbox Game Pass. And he said he loved that. He loved the idea that, hey, I got excited for every Xbox trailer, every Xbox announcement, because those already felt like my games. But as the price went up, he got priced out. He's saying straight up, I cannot afford $30 a month. I might as well buy those games. And he says now he's decided to sell his Xbox and he's trying to figure out if he's going to go Nintendo Switch or if he's going to try and slowly build a low budget, cool PC to start gaming on. At this point, Xbox, even to the most diehard fans, they feel abandoned. And I'll be honest, that kind of betrayal doesn't snap back. I'll be honest, I do feel like, especially in the age of the internet, and even more so when it comes to gamers, once you screw them over, they will never return. I do feel like, more than anything else, gamers are good about feeling spin. They can feel, oh, you're trying to frame it in this direction. Oh, this is crappy corpo speak. Gamers can smell BS, and if they feel like you're lying to them, or trying to screw them over, or just using their hype against them, they will turn against you in a second. Gamers can smell the blood in the water. And at this point, not only is Xbox dead for a majority of the time, I feel like Xbox, they're in the water, they're already bit, and the sharks are coming, baby. Getting pulled at a Target, getting pulled at a Walmart, this is catastrophic. While Xbox keeps claiming there will be a next gen, I seriously do not believe them at all. I don't care how much they talk about it. Until I see an Xbox, you cannot claim to me they're planning on selling the next gen purely online. Only from Xbox Factory. You cannot tell me it. I do not believe you. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about, honestly, Xboxes being removed from stores? This to me seems bleak and bizarre. But these have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts. How do you feel about Xbox, and what are you playing right now? Obviously, I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 6, having a blast. But thank you so much for watching. If you could, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.